Are you tired of making New Year's resolutions that you never keep? With our list of tips, you can make 2020 the year that you lose weight and keep it off. Coming up. Hi, I'm Emily.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And we are the Keto Twins. We've lost over 140 pounds combined on the keto lifestyle, and in this channel you'll find all things low carb. So make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so that you can get all of our updates.
I'll give you one kiss and then you go bye-bye, okay? Because mama is busy, okay? Mama is busy. Okay, so give me a kissy.
Easy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, bye-bye.
You go bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. So our first tip is to really document the beginning of your journey. That is taking pictures, writing down your measurements, getting an accurate scale reading. These are so important in the beginning of your journey. I know how difficult it is to take pictures of yourself and video when you feel terrible, but in the beginning of our journey, we really didn't document our beginning struggle as much as we should have, and I really regret not having that footage now because I probably lost a good 20 pounds before I took pictures, and I think maybe you as well, I'm not sure. Looking back, I just regret not taking more pictures.
Right, and I actually would go through Facebook and try to find old untagged pictures of myself because I wanted to kind of see myself in my natural form, not like with selfie angles or, contrived pictures. I wanted to try to find it. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't have the option to look through, pictures that you may have untagged from your friends. So take the pictures yourself so that you know where you're starting from. It's so important.
Take the time to document your entire journey. You don't have to share it with anyone, but you're going to want to have those when the scale stops moving and you really need to reconsider your motivation.
Tip number 2.
Really important to stock your fridge and your pantry with keto-friendly finds. Go to your store, buy some high-quality meats, proteins, cheeses,
spices.
Yeah, that's really important. Keto-friendly salad dressings, etc. So that when you do have a craving, you have so many options to choose from. I also would recommend buying a couple new cookbooks. Like this one is by Carolyn Ketchum. I'm probably saying that wrong, but she's All Day I Dream About Food. I love her cookbook.
Yeah, her website, All Day I Dream About Food, is an amazing resource for low carb and the keto diet. So I'd suggest you try it, check it out.
So this one is a great book. My mom actually bought this. I think she found it at Costco. It's like the complete low carb cookbook. It's really important to keep your menu different and diversified so that you don't get bored on keto.
There's so many amazing choices.
Right.
Like you don't have to just eat plain things. You can switch it up. There's tons of options in these books to make it interesting. Like look at that cauli mash. That looks amazing. You will learn the magic of cauliflower soon if you're just starting.
Mm-hmm. Cauliflower is pretty much a replacement for everything. Yeah. So you'll like it or you'll like it or you hate it. I don't know. I accept it for what it is. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the exact, but it's going to be a good dupe, if you will. Tip number 3.
Keep it to real foods. You don't want to be buying a bunch of, almond flour substitutes in the beginning while you're doing keto. Stick to whole foods, amazing quality. I think that that's the best way to go in this situation. Like, I know we always say this, but you need to switch your brain from carb brain to whole foods brain. And if you just continue to replace keto bread with the bread that you were having before, or keto ice cream with the ice cream that you were having before, you're not changing anything about the way that your taste buds should change on this diet. You should be wanting to eat fat and salt and vegetables. You should not be wanting to have bread the entire time. I mean, I feel like if you're setting yourself up for failure if you just repeatedly try to substitute everything that you're eating with a keto alternative to that. That's what we think. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4.
Find support. Find a community of people that are going to accept and encourage you to keep on ketoing on, if you will. And whether that's your family, if they're following the keto lifestyle, like our husbands are following keto this month.
They just started.
And which is really helpful because, we're not going to be buying anything that's not keto friendly right now for the month of January. I feel like when I start on the keto diet, I just talk about it all the time, especially now that we're recording these videos. It's on the brain all the time, but it can get sometimes annoying for those that are not following it to listen to you talk about keto and the meals that you're cooking. So find a community of people that will help you feel at home. And we actually are starting our own little community with our Facebook group, which we'll link below in the description. So please click on that link and join us. It's a small group right now.
We are growing, though. Thank you to our members that have just joined this past week. We appreciate you.
So part of the big reason that I feel I was successful for losing weight was because I had you following the same lifestyle.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. But you should. It was
I also had
useful.
you, yeah.
We had each other to bounce ideas off of and to talk about it all the time and to keep each other motivated. So.
And honestly, a lot of the times I would be like wanting to cheat, and Sarah would keep me on track because I'd be like, "So, do you want to order from that place?" And Sarah would be like, "Nope, I'm not cheating." And I would be like, I would be kind of sad for a little bit, but then I would end up staying on. So you did motivate me a lot because you were so. She was like trying to lose weight for her wedding, and so I was like in on that because she was so motivated. So that kept me motivated. So if you don't have anybody like that in your life, then it's time to search other online communities where you can find somebody. And there's somebody out there that will support you. And hey, you never know, you might meet a friend, you might meet a lot of new people in our group. Even though there's like 10 people in there right now, but
they're all great people.
They're all great people.
Feel free to join.
Tip number 5.
Prepare for the keto flu.
So ketosis is a state that your body goes into when you eat less than 20 net carbs in a day. And after a couple of days, you will start to shed an enormous amount of water weight, which can be very encouraging to some people. But it can also cause something called the keto flu, which a lot of people do have when they first start keto. Basically, with the loss of water weight, like your electrolytes and everything are thrown off because you're losing so much water and the electrolytes are in there. So you should probably be taking some kind of electrolyte supplement before you start or the day that you start to kind of ward off that keto flu, those keto flu-like symptoms, which can be like headache or feeling foggy and all that kind of stuff. After a couple of days of being strict keto, you won't have keto flu anymore. But if you want to jump in front of that, take some electrolyte supplements. Like
some people drink pickle juice.
Yeah, so I actually do drink pickle juice when I'm hungover. And so I think that's just another way to replenish your electrolytes. Eat plenty of salt, all that kind of stuff. You won't have a problem.
I've never experienced keto flu.
Really? Well, we've been doing keto for so long. It's like...
But a lot of people talk about it in chat and forums and chats and stuff. So just be prepared for that.
You are going to be eating a completely different way than you're used to eating. I mean, people eat hundreds of carbs a day, and now you're going to less than that 20 net, and that is it's like a tremendous change. So of course your body's going to freak out a little bit, but you can take steps to avoid that. Stay hydrated, drink electrolytes or eat them, and you should be fine. Tip number 6.
Watch out for carb creep. And what we mean by that is that there are sometimes that carbs are hidden within certain foods that seem keto friendly. For example, a cup of black coffee, which we're drinking right now, has 1 net carb. Did you know that?
No.
Because supposedly it affects your blood sugar. And when something has an impact on your blood sugar, it has a carb, technically. So other items that have maybe carb creep that we consider are shredded cheese. Why? Because the cheese is shredded and then they use like potato starch to make sure that the little grains of cheese don't stick to each other. A block of cheese from why am I doing this? That looks weird.
I was looking at it and I'm like, I'm not going to tell her that.
It's like
but...
Shredder. I don't know. What the hell? Okay.
Sorry.
It's like, I always feel like animated or something. Like I'm trying to get my point across. Like it helps me to keep moving. Like if I feel like if I don't do that, I feel very like question marky. You know what I mean? Anyway. So if you went to the store and bought a block of cheese and you shred it at home by yourself, you probably save a couple of net carbs.
I mean, 1 little serving of cheese has 1 net carb. So I don't even think cheese has carbs in it unless it has that potato starch or the whatever flour that they're using on it. So you can save carbs that way. Another big one is adding cream or half and half into your coffee or anything having to do with coffee additions, really. I mean, I used to put Splenda in my coffee, and I realized I was probably eating 10, 20
We were eating our
carbs
carbs
a day
in coffee.
in Splenda.
Alone. No, in coffee. Just my cups of coffee. If I have like 5 cups of coffee, okay, I have an addiction. We both pretty much have an addiction. We're always drinking coffee. But I would be drinking my net carb daily allowance just in coffee. So
And half.
Tip number 7.
Have attainable goals. When I was younger, I wanted to look like Adriana Lima, the Victoria's Secret model, beautiful, I mean, gorgeous. not a stretch mark on her. But, as I've gotten older, we're 35 years old now, we've come to have more attainable goals. I want to feel better. I want to be healthier. I don't think that I'm as vain as I used to be, and I think I always made the goal so high, like to be 5'11" and be 120 pounds, because I felt like it was a defense mechanism against ever having to achieve the goal. Like, instead of saving $1,000, you go, I want to save $1 million, but you can't even save $1,000. Why are you even thinking about $1 million? So I think that having an attainable goal, like 10 pounds, 20 pounds, it's more realistic that you'll get there. So why start having these lofty goals that you want to be smaller than you were when you were like 10 years old? Try to fit into an old pair of jeans first, and then you reassess the goal. And now we're getting kind of closer to our goal, so it's like very realistic that we're going to get there at some point, maybe hopefully within this year. So that's very exciting. I remember that way back when, you could show a clip, that I said that my goal was 170 pounds, and you kind of like looked at me and you were just kind of like, I would like to get down to about 170 pounds. That's my goal weight.
Really?
Why?
I would like less, but I mean like 150. But
I'd like to be
realistic in my goals,
unlike some people.
That's true.
And now we are actually approaching your goal weight. And I'm almost at my original goal weight. So I'm very excited about that.
Number 8, reward yourself, but not with food. Every occasion that I wanted to ever celebrate or congratulate myself, I know that I bought a cake, or I would eat pastries, go out to dinner. So it is really important to brainstorm and start thinking of ways to reward yourself without eating. Or you could go to like a keto-friendly type of establishment. But I feel like a lot of celebratory items are not keto-friendly.
I mean, when I've been keto, we've been keto for almost a whole year now. And when we went to our anniversary, if you tell them it's your anniversary or any kind of celebration, they'll usually bring you out something for free. And so it always felt kind of awkward to me because I just wouldn't eat it, and then they would be like, "Oh, you don't want that?" And then you have to explain it. So maybe if you're going to go out to a steakhouse or whatever, don't say that it's your anniversary. Or if you are, then be like, "I can't eat anything with sugar." So that's what you should do in that situation, so that you don't get tempted. Because if you have a couple of drinks or something,
right,
and they bring you a piece of pie or a cake or something with like sparklers, you're going to be very tempted to just partake in it. So that's why it's difficult to even go out to a place and reward yourself with food, even if it is keto food. So
find other things. Go get a manicure or pedicure. Go find new clothes, because I'm sure the ones that you have are not fitting right now. So go buy a new pair of jeans to make yourself feel really good. Go get your hair done. Go get your eyebrows done. I don't know. Just anything that makes you feel better about yourself overall is all part of this journey to have more confidence and to feel better just generally about yourself. So find out different ways to reward yourself.
Reward and motivate yourself. Like, now that we're planning this trip to Hawaii in 3 or 4 months, 4 months, it's definitely motivating us to stay very strict on the diet. And we're kind of considering it a reward because we've never been there before. It's her anniversary or her honeymoon, and we haven't worn any kind of tropical climate clothing in, I don't know, ever. So we would go to Miami and we would be in long pants or whatever. So we're very nervous about that, but I think it's going to keep us motivated to keep on going.
And I'm really excited to go shopping for like buy summer items like shorts or skirts, maxi dresses, things like that, because really I never opened myself up to wearing those types of things. So I'm hoping to reward myself with that.
Tip number 9, don't cheat.
This is one of the most important tips for you to be successful on this diet. And it's kind of obvious, I guess.
And it's simple. It's a simple truth.
That if you cheat, you are going to throw yourself behind on your progress scale like significantly. Because when you cheat and you eat carbs, you're kicked out of ketosis. And then you spend the next few days trying to get back into it. I know that when I was trying to first lose weight in 2018, I would give myself a cheat day like every other week, and I would see the scale going up and down, and I was battling the same 10 pounds for I'm not even sure how long, months. And it always felt like good to start losing that weight again, and then I would throw myself off. So in the new year of 2019, I decided I am not giving myself a cheat day because I realized that after looking at my like weight loss scale on my phone, I have an app.
Scale?
Yeah, Happy Scale. Like I was just battling the same 10 pounds for months. I wasn't making any headway. And it's so important that you stay the course, at least for the first couple of months. And then you won't even want to cheat when you see how much progress that you're going to have. When you reach your goal weight, sure, you can throw in a couple cheat days to maintain, but you're going to have to get back on that horse again. So yeah, that's the biggest tip that we have for you is to not cheat.
You know, you might be thinking of this as like a one cheat meal situation, but it only takes one cheat meal for you to go into a cheat weekend and a cheat month. And then, 6 months later down the road, you have not done keto at all because it's happened to us. We went on vacation. We had intended on staying on. We went there. We went off the deep end. Okay. And then I woke up one day, it was 6 months later. And guess what? I had gained all the way back, and now we're starting over at even a higher weight.
This is when we first started Keto Twins, which you can see when we started Keto Twins back in 2018, or is it
17?
2017. We were really strict for a couple of months, did make some progress, lost about 20 pounds a piece, I would say, and then we went on vacation. One cheat meal turned into a cheat weekend, turned into a cheat year, and then, where would we have been now if we had just kept on the keto diet? I mean, it's really disappointing. So
it can derail you, period. Right. I mean, if you obviously have issues with food coming into this, because I know that I can't control myself around carbs. So if you can, then that's great. You probably wouldn't be here if you could. But I cannot, even if I have a cheat meal now, like on Thanksgiving, I am like, okay, I have to get back on it tomorrow because time passes and then you're back where you started from. So really try your hardest not to cheat. If you are, be very conscious of what you're doing and step on the scale the next day immediately so that you could be like, oh wow, great, I gained 6 pounds of water weight.
Probably water weight,
right? But it will trigger something in you to be like, okay, today I can't do this anymore. If you just put the scale away and decide not to step on the scale for 6 months, which I've done, and you step on the scale, you're like, I was 50 pounds heavier or something than I was before. And I didn't even realize I was doing it, really. I wasn't like cognizant of the situation. So if you cheat, I mean, there's hope for you yet, but remember to stick on and get back on the diet as soon as possible. And you could do that by weighing yourself right afterwards. It might snap you back into be like, okay, I have to get back on this today.
So these were our 9 keto tips for beginners to start off your new year. You got this. Remember to join our group. We will be there to support you and to answer any questions. We'd love to have you. Subscribe and like our video if you like our content. We're really planning on bringing you more content throughout this 2020 year, and
if
we're
you have
really
any,
motivated to keep content.
Sorry.
Have any tips for us? I mean, we've been on the keto lifestyle for like 20 years. Low carb, if you will, before it was trendy.
20 years off and on.
Yeah. And maybe we are missing a couple tips. So if you have a tip, list it in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm Sarah.
I'm Emily.
And we are the Keto Twins.
Bye. I don't know why I said it like that. Bye.
Bye. A lot of people say it like that. But